So, there is a rumour going about that Instagram is going to start prioritising photographs again. Which sounds good. Let's look into that, shall we? Grab yourself a coffee, take a seat, sit back and enjoy. Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to another video here at Benham Media. It's an absolute pleasure to see each and every single one of you, and thank you so much for clicking on this thumbnail. So yeah, we're back at it. It is a brand new year. We are in the third month of 2023, and it turns out that Instagram is making a fair few changes, and love it or hate it, we always still seem to use it as creators. As a photographer, it has always been my main place to post my photos and my videos. And even though it has frustrated me over the last 16 to 18 months, I still seem to only sort of prioritize it as an application to share my work, to try to get followers, to build a community. And yeah, they have really tried to sort of like gain inspiration, shall we say, let's call it inspiration, from other applications and try to copy it to try to sort of like, yeah, keep up with the times, which I sort of understand, but then also sort of like forget its main values, maybe like why it started as a social media platform in the first place. But it looks like that the people have spoken and the gods of Instagram have listened, and there seems to be a few changes coming along, and let's sort of break down these changes and let's sort of talk, see how we can all grow on this platform and sort of try to build a better community amongst ourselves. So yeah, let's start off with like, what is the point? Now that's a funny question when you say like, what is the point of Instagram? What is the point of social media? Well, for myself, and I think for a lot of other creators, is to sort of like reach new people. Like, we want our work to be seen by new people, and then we want those new people to become followers, and then we want to build a community around these followers. And that is like what I feel that most creators are trying to do. What they are trying to create is a community amongst their own sort of group, and sort of like make contacts with other creators so they can build that community, and so on and so on and so forth. So that is the main point of how I feel social media or Instagram definitely is so I want to post something that I want more people to see, and I want it to reach more people out in the world of social media, and then I hope that they will like it and they'll go, do you know what, this person is actually funny, he's talented, I love their work, and they'll come onto my page and then they would like and follow me, and then hopefully if they sort of send me a message or if they talk to me or anything else like that, that I can talk to them back and build this community and sort of like bring them over to the YouTube channel, or even vice versa, YouTube to Instagram, where we can connect. And it is a lovely feeling when that happens. It's happened a few times so far this year, and it goes, hey, how you doing? Not too bad, and it's lovely. So that is the sort of the point of what I feel Instagram is. And there has been some significant changes to try to sort of grow on that. And one of them is quite a physical change, something that you can actually see on the app itself, and that is the bottom bar. Now, if you open the Instagram app, you will see at the bottom bar those 5 little icons, and it is in fact changed. The shop button has been removed, the Reels button has been shoved to one side, and the create button is right there where it should be, taking pride and place right in the center, which shows that Instagram is now concentrating on the creative side of this whole sort of what they were in the first place. It means you don't have to go into your profile and then click the sort of create button. It's there, it's ready for you to start creating, either it being a post or a reel or a story or anything like that. It is there ready for you to start posting. And of course, we have just mentioned Reels in that little segment, so let's just make sure we all understand that even on Instagram, Reels are still king. That's right guys, love them or hate them, they are here to stay. Even though Instagram was and is, and how we still feel and hope it is going to be a photo sharing platform, Reels are still king. Instagram is still concentrating on being a short video platform where you can get more traction, get in front of more people. It's an estimated that you'll get over 300% more reach if you use a reel. So guys, like, it is that simple. But I have to say, I think this is true. I have started to make more reels than what I post photographs at the moment, and I am starting to see a difference. I'm starting to see that not only am I receiving followers from my reels, or I'm assuming from my reels because I've been making more of them, but they seem to be real followers. Before, in the last 12 months or so, I would get a handful of followers, and then all of a sudden 3 or 4 days later they would disappear because they're fake accounts. At the moment, I seem to be sort of attracting more followers and definitely losing less. Like, the percentage of who follows me and then who unfollows me is definitely starting to tilt. Now, is that got something to do with the reels that I'm making? Maybe, I don't know yet. It's still early doors with my sort of like social experiment with me posting more reels. Now, the reason why I'm posting more reels is because I'm not getting out as much to take photographs. So I want to still be active on the platform. And I'm really having to think about what I am doing with my reels. So here are a few tips on what I want to give you to make you sort of like, make your reels stand out a little bit. So I want you to think about your reels. Like, have a really think, like, if you were watching you on the platform, would you follow you? That is what you want to think about. So like, is it a personal thing? Is it a funny thing? Are you just doing the typical sort of like how the reels are sort of to make you laugh? Is that part of you? Is that what your whole entire concept is on this platform? Or, you know, would you just sort of scroll up? So that is something that you're gonna want to think about and mix it up a little bit. Now, I spend probably a couple of hours potentially thinking of, well, I find the soundtrack and I see what I like, and then I'll think of the idea and I'll sort of go away and I'll shoot it and I'll edit it and then I'll put it together and I'll try to make a pretty little reel that people will be entertained by using my creativeness to make it. And then sometimes I will just come up with some funny little one and then I'll just do it within a couple of seconds and then just throw it out there using the filters on the actual app itself. But yeah, mix it up. Have a bit of a change, spend a bit of time. If you are a creator and you are making reels, then create, make, entertain people, but then every now and then just whack out your phone and do something simple, nice and easy, because that also brings your own personality within the reels, which is again the reason why somebody would follow you, because they are interested in you, not necessarily just your work. Something else you're going to have to think about is that you need to find the balance when it comes to making your reels. How I mean by that is, yeah, be original. Don't copy and paste what other people are doing. TikTok is full of that, and again, try to be original. Yeah, it's okay to every now and then see an idea and go, do you know what, I like that, I'm going to sort of do it myself, but mix it up a little bit, find that balance. They do say that you need to find a trending audio to sort of like try to get more people to see what you're doing. So try to find the audio with the little arrow pointing up. But in my experience so far in the last 2 or 3 months is that I will find a trending audio and then I would use it within my idea. And sometimes it shoots off. It gets a few thousand, or sometimes it will just get a few hundred. You know, I'm still a very, very small person on Instagram. I'm not going to sit here and make you believe that I have hundreds of thousands of followers. I do not. You can go over, link in the description below, see how many followers I've got. I'm still learning how to make this work. I'm a 41-year-old man. I'm still learning social media, even though I've grown up with the concept of it, but it's changing so fast. So find the balance between copy and paste, using a trending audio, because apparently people like original material. Just like when you go to the movies or when you're watching a TV program, you don't want to watch the same thing that you've just watched 20 minutes ago. People like to see original, but then again, people also like to see, oh yeah, I remember that from there and this. So find that balance. Don't always copy and paste or see what other people are doing and try to do it yourself and hope for the same outcome, because you might not get it. But then again, give it a nice sort of flow like that. Cool. Something else which is the same but different is hashtags. Hashtags have always been a driving force on Instagram, but they are starting to sort of like change their entire model when it comes to what hashtags actually are. Now, originally hashtags, you would follow a hashtag, and every time someone uses that hashtag, the post will come up on your feed. Fantastic, that looks good. And then hopefully they like that work, and then they would start following you. What hashtags seem to be doing now, in the research that I have looked for this video, they seem to be telling Instagram what the subject in that post is. But it's telling Instagram that this is a street photography post. But hold on, this person over here likes street photography, he might also like this post. It is the algorithm learning what your posts are and then trying to get your posts onto other people's feed, which again is the important part. So that seems to be what hashtags are now. Not necessarily a space where people can sort of like click on and then start following and seeing and go, oh cool, that's pretty awesome. Something else that is new on Instagram is topics. You can go onto the topics tab at the bottom and then you can add what type of topic it is. Is it food? Is it travel? Is it car? Is it photography? And again, it allows Instagram to go, right, okay, cool. This is a photography post. So-and-so over here likes photography. I'm gonna go and show this person to here. Something else that is quite interesting, and I don't think a lot of people utilize it as much, me especially, and I'm definitely trying, is stories. Stories are really, really, really good. So obviously you've made your post, people like your post, they've come over and they start following you, but why would they stay? They stay for the person. And story is a great way of letting your followers know who you actually are. They can invest in the person that you do. I make my stories to be sort of, not only do I share my posts or what I'm doing as my stories, but it's also a way of showing a little bit behind the scenes, what I do in the studio, what my family are like, having a bit of a chat to people, you know, just sort of bringing my personality going forward. And I'm actually quite surprised on how many people actually see this, you know, and a lot of those people who do see it don't necessarily follow me. So I'm quite curious to know the statistics of who sees my stories, who likes what they see, and then goes onto my profile and go, he's actually quite cool, I'm gonna start following. That would be quite interesting. And the more that I seem to sort of engage in this side of the platform, the more it seems to be sort of like attracting more actual followers who stick around. And that is what I'm noticing about the last 2 or 3 months of following these steps, is that the people who are starting to follow me are staying about. And I know I mentioned that before, but I think it's quite an important sort of aspect of information. Now with the stories, something that will really sort of like captivate a few people and try to make them sort of engage, and again that makes Instagram push it to more people, is use these sort of the action tabs. Go into the sort of the editing bit, have a little play, use the polls, use the questions, use that little slider one, which is generally quite a favourite of mine, where people can give you like a thumbs up if they like what they're doing. And also what I would recommend is that when you take your videos and photos that you want to post on your stories, edit them beforehand. Have a bit of a thought process of what you want to put onto your story, and then film it first with your phone, give it a bit of an edit. You know, there are loads of sort of apps that you can use to edit your phone videos or photos, and then just sort of whack it on there as a story, and it will start to sort of make the process. Now they do sort of say, the experts that I have found online, that maybe posting two, 3 stories a day is just enough to keep people interested. One did in fact say that if you wait until your stories are finished from the day before you post a new story, then that would help you sort of connect with new people, and then potentially, you know, you could delete the stories from yesterday before you start the stories for today. I don't know, I've not put that in practice. I found that bit of information quite interesting, so I might give that a go as well. But finally, let's get back to the nitty-gritty of why we all joined Instagram in the first place, and that is photos. Photos, photos, photos. You know, we wanted a place to share our photos. We wanted a place to sort of like grow as photographers. Apparently Instagram is going to start prioritizing photographs again. I don't know if it's starting happening yet. Some of the information tells me it's going to be later on in the spring, but they are going to start looking at photographers and sort of like making photo posts just a little bit more important, or as important as in fact video. But like we said before, Reels are king. But there are ways of trying to make your photos sort of stand out a little bit more. Now, I am definitely guilty of this because I don't think I take enough photographs for my own personal use, is that I only post one photo at a time. It is suggested that we start using the carousel. We all know about the carousel. We all know it's a way of keeping somebody on your post for longer so they can scroll across and across and across. But something that I have noticed, and you may have noticed as well, is that generally when you are scrolling through your feed and then all of a sudden a post comes on which is a carousel and you just sort of scroll over it, next time you refresh your feed, you come across the same post but they've moved the photos across. And I've noticed that so often, is that I'm now looking at the second photo in that post, which then makes me go, oh, that's interesting. And all of a sudden I'm now looking at the entire carousel. So this is what seems to be quite new within this sort of like demographic, is that you don't just see it once and Instagram goes, well, he didn't like it. They give people another go. All of a sudden you're seeing the same post but twice. It is recommending you sort of like, no, I know that you might like this, so give it another go. Like there are more in the pictures. So yes, anything between 3 to 10 within the carousel is good. It keeps people engaged in your sort of posts, and which makes Instagram think, oh, people like this person, I'm gonna push it to more people. Because that's something else that I've discovered in this year, is that as I'm going through my feed and I see posts from my friends, oh, he's done that, oh, that's pretty awesome. All of a sudden they are recommending me a new person. It's a photo and I'm actually quite liking the photograph, I think that's awesome, but then I notice I'm not following him, and you have that little follow button at the top by the profile picture, and like, you know, I'm gonna look at their feed and I'm gonna have a little look. So Instagram seems to be sort of like going, I know you like this type of photography, I know you like this type of stuff, here, this person might be right up your street, and it seems to be happening more and more and more as I go through my feed. So, ending this video as quickly as we can, because I have been rambling on for an extremely long time, let's just say that Instagram, it's not dead. It is not dead, it is not dying, it is continuing to be potentially the #1 sort of like platform, or at least in the top two or three, definitely. You know, because I do, when I'm out and about and I'm talking to people, they don't ask me for my email address, they don't ask me for my sort of website, they ask me for my Instagram. Oh, do you have Insta? Yeah, here it is, there we go. And I use my little tappy card and I tap them, and all of a sudden they've got my Instagram and everything like that. People still want to see your Instagram. It is still a great way to portray your sort of work. It is a free portfolio, so to speak. So yeah, it is not dying. People are still finding me on Instagram and offering me work, which is very, very, very nice. Happens every now and then, and you go, yay, small victories. But yeah, it is not dying. It is still here. Yes, it's changed. It's changing again, but we have to change with it. But it does look like that it is starting to be a little bit more fun for people who are struggling with the change, like myself. But guys, that is it. That is it, done and dusted with this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I've tried to make it as entertaining and informal as possible. So please let me know what you thought in the comments below. While you are down there, if you did in fact like this video at any time, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps this platform, YouTube, know that you enjoyed it, and then we'll push it to other people. And if you really do like what you see, please consider subscribing to the channel and stick around, because we've got an exciting year coming through. If you like the t-shirt, link is in the description down below. And yeah guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.